Live, up close, and unplugged. Here's another live performance from 95 WIIL Rock Studio East.
We are live at 95 WIIL Rock Studio East with Artifas. Welcome, guys.
What up?
So I have to tell you something. I know, Scotty, we had met at WIIL Rock Fest.
Yep.
You guys were on tour with Saint Asoni. Did you guys all kind of come and hang out that day?
Yeah, we were all just doing bad things backstage.
Yeah, I think that was kind of like the theme of the day, because I certainly can lump myself into that too. I know I lost you at some point. I'm like, I lost everybody at some point. So
yeah, it was chaos.
But
chaos.
yeah, it was a really fun day. But I have to tell you, so that was the first that I had heard your music when you had given me your record that night. I had heard the name of your band before, and I do a feature every day, the 420 hit of the day, and I'd played your new single, Inhuman. And at the end of it, I'm like, oh, Artifas. I'm like, that sounds dirty. And my mom's like, Marija, it's orifice is the word you're thinking of, not artifice. And so, of course, then, like, my listeners are reminding me of this anytime I'd play your song. They're like, oh, it's orifice. And
I'm
so,
totally gonna announce ourselves
yeah.
as Artifas.
Yeah, so
Orifice.
what does artifice actually mean? We know it's not a hole of any sort.
No, it's actually Sanskrit, the first spoken language for the balance of good and evil, duality. And then the second meaning is surviving through your art.
Oh, cool. So is that kind of what you have based like some of your writing off of on this record?
Yeah, well, even from the first stuff, the old EP and stuff from the beginning, it's kind of been the overall.
So it's kind of like a concept kind of thing that you kind of adapted based on the name of your band. But you actually had a different name for your band before Artifas, right?
Yeah.
And what was that, and why did you change it?
New Skin.
Yeah, New Skin, and then it was like what, a techno band or a dance band?
Yeah, they were like a dubstep duo in New Zealand or something.
And they were way cooler than us.
Yeah.
So they took our name.
So we're not going to fight them on
And they
that
could
one.
probably
We'll
afford a
just come
lawyer
up with
too, so we
something
were like, we'll
new.
give them that
Yeah,
one.
they do dubstep, so they have money.
Yeah. You know what? That is like kind of the unfortunate reality, isn't it? So, do we have a native Sanskrit speaker in the band, or how did this come
That's
to
a
be?
negative. That's hours and hours of scouring the internet and trying to find a name that no one else had. And
There you go.
Artifice is
coming
actually
up with
spelled.
a band name is tough.
Yeah, we actually changed the spelling of the actual word artifice, which is ICE at the end, AS, because we were like, we don't want to risk anybody else having this.
True, yeah, and you won't at all. So that's a good thing. Yeah, I think finding a band name that's available and finding one that's cool and one that you want to stick with for maybe more than 6 months is kind of hard, because we all know those bands out there, and you're like, you did what? And now they're famous and they're stuck with it, and so it kind of works for them, I guess. Eventually, it makes for a good
we were
story.
talking about that the other day. I was like, you realize how many band names are just weird, but you accept them because they're famous?
Yes. Yes,
like, you
you're
don't even think
absolutely
about it.
right. And now I can't even think any off the top of my head. It's like, what? But you know that there's plenty of them out there.
Yeah, like, let's see. Let's look at the wall. Pop
Yeah.
Evil.
Yeah.
Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit,
All
there
right,
you go, yeah.
Corn. Yeah.
Sure, yeah, you're absolutely
What's
right.
the name of your band? Corn. And
We're
nobody
now
laughs
like,
at
I'd like to talk to them now and be like, so what do you think about that? Like, was it cool to go with the K then? Like, is it still? How do you feel about that? But yeah, you're right. Well, like I mentioned before, you guys were out with Saint Asonia, now gearing up for this next tour with Theory of a Dead Man, Pop Evil, and Aranda. Super pumped, I'm sure, for that.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah, it's been crazy the last 6 months or so. Just so much happening and getting on these big tours. It's been awesome having the crowds in front of us to just go nuts.
Good. And I've been hearing a lot of good things. My friend, well, you guys know Erin Porter.
Yeah.
She was out with Gemini Syndrome, and she was just raving about you guys. So, and she had actually said, and I know she told you this too, that you guys were the best opening band that she has ever seen on tour. So that's pretty good. She's a road warrior, that's for sure. But
yeah, we call her Catfish.
Catfish?
Yeah.
Why is that?
A couple of us were
I hope
Facebook
Erin's
friends with
listening
her
right
for
now.
a really long time before we ever actually met her. I know Anthony was, and I know I've been friends with her for several years and never met her until like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So we just started calling her Catfish.
That's
Anthony
so
thought she was
funny.
one of those fake people.
I really thought she was a fake profile.
Well, and she totally could be, like with all of her photos and stuff.
yeah,
like she
yeah.
could totally catfish. But I can't wait to tell her that now. That's fantastic. Well, it's nice to have you guys here. You guys want to do a song for us?
Sure. We'll do, this is the last song on the new record called When I'm Away.
Sleepless nights without you. Another fight could break us down. You'll be alright. We'll be alright. I promise you. I promise you. Wish I could take the pain away, if only for one day. 'Cause I know I'm the one to blame for distant memories. I don't wanna waste another day worried over things I couldn't change when I'm away. Swear I'm gonna make it up to you. We always find a way to make it through another day. And I'm away. Days go by without you. The city lights are burning out. I'll be just fine. We'll be just fine. I promise you. I promise you. Wish I could take the pain away, if only for one day. 'Cause I know I am the one to blame for distant memories. I don't wanna waste another day worried over things I couldn't change when I'm away. I swear I'm gonna make it up to you. We always find a way to make it through another day. Sleepless nights without you. Days go by. Wish I could take the pain away, if only for one day. 'Cause I know I am the one to blame for distant memories. I don't wanna waste another day worried over things that I can't change when I'm away. I swear I'm gonna make it up to you. We always find a way to make it through another day. When I'm away, I don't wanna waste another day. When I'm away, worried over things I couldn't change. I swear I'm gonna make it up to you. We always find a way to make it through.
Thank you.
95 WIIL Rock, the rock station, live in Studio East with Artifas. Their debut album, Inhuman, is out now. And you said you put out an EP before Inhuman, right? When did that come out?
2011? No, 2013. Sorry.
Yeah, 2013.
Okay, so how long have you guys been a band for? Since about
Since
then?
2011.
Oh, okay. Okay, so that
Me
EP
and
was
Cody
out.
started in November of 2011.
January of 2011 was when my last
one
band
of
broke up,
those.
and we started
Okay.
writing things.
And you guys are from Memphis.
time
Is
ago.
there much of a music scene down there, or is that why you're glad to be out on the road, kind of away from that?
You know,
It's like a double-edged sword, I think. Memphis is home to a lot of really good bands, but because of that, there's a lot of head-to-head competition going on down there.
Sure, kind of
So-
like Nashville is too,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
New Orleans, anywhere that's really music centric. So Memphis is kind of like that too.
Totally.
yeah, Jackson, Tennessee's music scene's picking up quite a bit. Actually, you know, we do really well there. There's been a handful of just places go down, up and down, you know, around there, and it's just the whole West Tennessee area is kind of like that. It just sometimes there's a lot of momentum, and then sometimes it just dies off.
Sure, sure. Well, I think that can be said for any city too. Like it just kind of depends on who's out there. You know, you can have really popular bands from around the country or around the world come into your city, and then it's really cool, and then those bands stay away, and then that's kind of like a true test of
Right.
of what's actually going on in your city. Well, it's nice that you're here visiting our city, and you've been out. You said since 2011. Have the EP. What's that EP called?
Enemy Inside.
Okay.
Volume 1.
Is that still available?
Yeah, and we never released Volume 2.
Yeah.
Is that maybe something you'll do eventually?
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm sure we'll release. You know, some of the songs that were going to be on Volume 2 actually ended up
On
this,
Inhuman?
on this record. So,
Okay. Okay.
They're like 2 or 3
And
of them.
with this record, if listeners have only heard Inhuman, which we've been playing on WIIL Rock, what would you, I guess, want them to know about the record, or what are you excited for people to hear about the record?
I'm excited for everybody to hear all of it. There's a ton of different stories in the record. There's a ton of different feelings and different emotions portrayed, and I think that every song has its own unique thing to it because of that. So I think that's one reason I feel really proud of this record, and I'm sure the rest of these guys too, is because I feel like there's more than just one song that represents us. There's multiple songs that we can put out, and there's multiple songs we feel strong as putting out as a single on that record.
Well, and when you mention your name too, kind of being the balance between good and evil, I think if, like you had said that you kind of wrote off of that, and that's what's on this record too, very relatable then to people for sure, because I think that that's something, I mean, that I don't think, like that's something we all struggle with, or, yeah.
Everybody, as humans, we go through the same things every day, whether it's internal or external, things you deal with other people or things that you deal with when you're by yourself. And those are usually things that we write about, or just issues that people see every day and may not come out and talk about with anybody, but they're still going through that stuff, and somebody needs to talk about it. So
Sure, and even just hearing it can be therapeutic in and of itself.
Oh, yeah.
So cool. Well, do you guys want to do Inhuman for us? Do you want to do
Sure.
another one off that record? What do you want to do?
Sure, we'll do Inhuman for you.
All right, let's do it live with Artifas in Studio East.
Don't speak, don't blink, your time is up, just let me be. You're not as precious as you seem. Wake up, get up, I'm done, it's time for you to leave. Well, I'm not as simple as you think. Welcome to the world of being human, inhuman. Welcome to the sound of a million beating broken hearts. Welcome to the world of being human, inhuman. Can you take away the pain and wash away the scars? I thought you'd know by now. These walls walls are breaking down. Another victim in your sky. Break out, just take the time, stop and breathe. Take a moment just to be, yeah. Welcome to the world of being human, inhuman. Welcome to the sound of a million beating broken hearts. Welcome to the world of being human, inhuman. Can you take away the pain and wash away the scars? Welcome to the world of being human, inhuman. Welcome to the sound of a million beating broken hearts. Welcome to the world of being human, inhuman. Can you take away the pain and wash away the scars? Thanks.
All right. 95 WIIL Rock, the rock station, live with Artifas in studioeast. You don't need DJ equipment. You can do it all right there on the guitar strings. That was awesome.
Squeaky.
I've never seen that before. I dig that.
We did a little acoustic tour a couple months ago, and he was like, for all of the songs we were playing, he would do the scratching thing on the guitar. He also had like a hi-hat set up, so like every day he would just be in there scratching and then just slamming on this hi-hat with his left foot.
Nice.
The
And now you've
tambourine
got-
I like a lot better. I should have done that
It
the whole
sounds a little
time.
better. It's not loud in my face
And it's
either.
a lot
so.
easier to carry
I can
around.
imagine, yeah, if there was a cymbal sitting there, it's kind of, yeah.
Especially in some radio studios where you're in like a
A little
4x4
tiny
and we're all
room,
just
yeah,
like-
yeah. Or sitting behind like the counter in
like-
the studio. Yeah, I've seen that. You kind of crammed in there. So,
got,
well,
like, a giant hi-hat
tonight
in
would
your
have been, or today would have been the day to bring in the full setup.
Yeah,
Next time, next time we'll do that. Well, if
blow
you
this
haven't,
place up.
what'd you say?
I said we'll blow this place up.
There we go. I'm ready. Well, if you haven't checked out Artifas' album Inhuman, it is out now, and they are going to be out on the road with Pop Evil, Aranda, and Theory of a Dead Man. I know here there's a show at House of Blues in Chicago, and then one at the
November
Rave in
8th.
Milwaukee, so that's great. And I have to ask you, because I started asking, we had another festival over the weekend, and I was asking all the bands this question, and some answered the way I wanted them to, and then others didn't, and so you better not answer the way I don't want you to. But Nate from Shaman's Harvest won this one, so I need to find a story better than his. But it's just that, like, I want to know, I'm fascinated with the crazy things that you see on the road, whether it be at a festival or at a
Can't
show.
talk about
And see, that's what the majority of the band said, but somehow I got Nate out of his shell on that one. And his had to do with drinking an obscene amount of whiskey or vodka. It was one of the two. It was alcohol. And seeing an alligator and wanting to ride it. So he went and chased after it to try to get on it while Wes from Puddle of Mud was shooting him with a paintball gun. And I'm like, cool. Like
That's a pretty good story.
It was great. And the way he was describing it, he was so chill. And he's like, yeah, and you know, Mar, this happened. I'm like, wait, do you realize what you're saying right now? But I feel like you guys like to party, so you've got some stories. So I guess we're just going to have to come see you live and just witness them
Probably.
firsthand, right? Is that what
Yeah,
needs to
we
happen?
got
We
some
can
good
experience
stories.
them together.
I feel like I
don't
might
know.
get a slap on the wrist if I start telling any stories.
Yeah, all right.
Do that.
All right, maybe I need to just eliminate that question from the
Probably.
interviews.
that's a
But
good
you know what?
reason. We're in
The
the
more I
studio.
ask, the more that there's going to be gems, like Nate's the other day, you know? You're going to get one. You're going to get one person who's going to say something. So, well, thanks for coming in today, you guys.
Thank you.
Nice to see
Thanks
all
for
of
having
you.
us. Thanks for playing us.
You're very welcome. Keep making good music, and we'll keep playing it. And we'll see you out on the road in just a couple of weeks.
November 8th.
Yes, and then
House of
November
Blues.
12th,
And then November 12th.
the rave.
Yes.
We'll see you then. We're
Awesome.
live with Artifas, 95 WIIL Rock, the rock station.